welcome back to More Than a House.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Andy. In this episode, we're ripping down walls.
Uh-oh. Half the wall come
Much
out.
better. So much more light straight away. You got some white ant issue?
What are you talking about? I have white ants. There's no timber left to eat. Oh, there's still white ants in there. Cool.
Daylight.
Skylight.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh shit.
Alright, we'll prop this up. Hopefully they're solid. Prop it up, put another piece in. Let's work our way through. What's solid we'll leave and what's not solid we will sort. It's time. It's coming out.
Fire kitchen. So I have been removing louvers from the bedroom window and starting to open up this wall because we're gonna pull this all out and open up this whole walkway. Yeah. We're gonna fill this in with a wall and that has been eaten away also. But that's okay, we're gonna sort all this. Just another surprise to add.
So we've been cleaning up the white ant damaged timber above this window, and it's that 3 metre section, and luckily there's some permapine treated pine already here. Must have been an old pergola or something. There's a heap of timber, and I'll make it work. So a little notch cut out of it, put a piece in there, make this work. Do it on a budget, but that should make strong enough to get this wall sorted, and then obviously got to treat the white ants, but for now, replace what's broken. Alright, now come to this end. Same thing here. Right.
Alright, so we're trying to save as many of these wall panels as we can, so we can repurpose them. Say like pieces like windows we've taken out, and we're trying to do it as neat as possible, but we are opening up this section, which is going to make it heap more open and look a bit bigger.
We've propped the ceiling up, so hopefully it doesn't come down on us. But there's a lot of light and damage in this house, so it wasn't overly sturdy anyway. So anything we do is going to be stronger anyway, so it'll be fine. They've replaced bits in here, so I probably can't go much further than that. We'll see how I go. I'm not going in there, you know what I mean? Like well, you can tell us what you're trying to do.
Alright, so we have some damage from some termites. So what I'm going to do here is remove this and then clean up this whole section, and we're going to put some new support beams in, and then we can put a new wall panel on and get rid of the problem.
No worries. Yeah, so what we're doing is when we find damage, like termite damage, we're sort of replacing the studs that we can access and the studs that are important to the job we're doing at the time, and we're pretty much stopping there. If we were to sort of follow every sort of bit of damage in this house, we'd probably end up with a skeleton. So we're sort of, repairing what we can, and we have to draw the line somewhere. And there's a lot of good structural timber in the place still, but it's just a matter of working our way through it and sort of picking and choosing where to start and stop. But we're starting with this room first, although I'm doing the opening of the wall here just because we're excited to open it up. We're doing this room first because once it's all neat and tidy with a fresh coat of paint and a tidy floor, we can put a bed in here and stay here while we work. Because at the moment we're driving home, which isn't a massive drive, but the more time we can spend here, the quicker we get this done.
Well, instantly.
example of us having to patch in this beam up here was already like had a little step joint in it. This is a bit of hardwood and the termites haven't touched that, but this bit they had. So I've just been patching it in with a piece of treated pine, and I'm basically replicating what they've done prior. This is pushing up against the roof trusses, and then this is just going to pretty much mimic what was originally there, and then we've got like a really big 300mm beam we're going to put in underneath. But this is just pretty much getting us back to sort of a nice, neat, flush sort of frame to work with. Something like that. So what we're doing is getting this beam up, and because of the fact that we're dealing with a pre-existing wall, I've got these studs. I fix the studs like sideways in as far as I can to another stud that I've piggybacked off the old one. So I'm working in wall cavity, which is quite tricky. So what I'm going to try and do is screw this to this stud that we're going to stand up, so it's going to make a big L, and then just slide it into the wall. That way it's fixed from the back side, so I've got some really good strong fixings. And then I'm going to put a stud underneath and sit it on top, so it's going to be plenty strong enough. And then the other end, you're going to prop it up temporarily on this existing stud, and then I'll replace that with a new treated pine. Okay, so unfortunately the camera fritzed out and it didn't record us putting the beam up, but basically it worked pretty much to plan. Like it was good. So as you can see, this stud, which I've screwed from the back side to the beam, slotted into the wall, and now I can go along and screw that into the horizontal studs. And if you follow along at this end, it's sitting on top of an existing stud, which is a touch low. But what I'm going to do is replace that with one that's tall enough, push it up nice and flush, screw it all off, and then we should be able to remove this post, and we'll have one big open room. Happy with that?
Yeah, so happy. It's awesome. The rooms look so much bigger too.
Definitely.
Right, so I'm just cleaning the walls, ready. I've been doing a little bit of gap filling, trying to clean up all the dirt and all the funny colours and water runs. So then I can gap fill, and then I can do some bogging. Or maybe do a primer coat and then bog next time we're up here.
Yeah.
Making some progress. Mark has been fixing the window.
I don't have to look at that.
Alright, we've got a droopy ceiling here, and Mark's trying to prop it up. Because it's been hanging so long, it's now holding its shape. So Mark's got to put a beam across this way, the opposite way, to try and straighten it up a bit and put another support in.
I've started trying to screw it up, and I've got this far, but it's under too much pressure to start to pull that through. before we go down the path of replacing the ceiling, we're just going to try and save it first. So not ideal scenario, but we may be able to do something. Maybe. It's not all out, but I won't push my luck just yet. It's holding.
A lot better.
So what I'm going to do is do the same thing on this one, which is not as bad, and pin it all up. That way I can get a screw in all of the beams, because at the moment I'm only managing to pick up one.
And I am gap filling a new panel Mark has fixed over here. Getting it ready for paint.
That's recycled from the back of the old kitchen.
Yeah.
So this is all timber, and that's also timber, like thin MDF, but we got to get quite more because we're having enough anyway.
We got holes everywhere.
There's no point in gyprocking because the difference in thickness is just too hard, so we'll place it with what's there.
So we come into a little issue. A bit of the roof crumbled and we realised there's no insulation. So we're going to put a hold on today and yeah.
Well, we'll run out of time really, and we've already had one day here, so
next weekend we've got a big one planned.
Yeah, we've got 3 days here next weekend. So yeah, unfortunately the ceiling, we couldn't save it. Well, we can sort of half save it, but yeah, once I realised there was no insulation in the roof, we had to at least pull down some panels so we can get some insulation in there, because there's no way you'll be able to live in this room.
Yeah, some Riverland summers are sometimes 40 plus. You
easily.
Yeah, it'll be a little hot box.
Yeah, so that'll be it for today. We'll be back again next week.
Alright, that's a wrap on this episode, and don't forget, like and subscribe if you want to see what we're doing and where we're going. Yeah. And yeah, see you next time.
See you on an upcoming episode of More Than House. Cheers, guys.
See ya. Just like chewing on me.